run to. You don't absolutely. Oh, check 1 2 check. All right, we can go when ready. And a very good afternoon, everyone. Watching the weather closely, you can see all of the areas north of I-40 now included in a tornado watch. This is going to be until 8 p.m. and we do have numerous showers and thunderstorms, abundant amount of lightning going on, and even some small hail, which has been showing up in portions of eastern and northeastern Madison County. So storms firing up in about 5 to 10 minutes. That was earlier this afternoon. Went from just some partly cloudy skies to very large amounts of thunderstorms through the area. Just kind of keeping a close watch on any of these storms. We did have a little bit of rotation up here just northwest of Paris, but that has since moved on into Kentucky. But right now, the biggest threat that we're going to see with these storms is going to be the damaging wind gust, the large hail that could be in some of these storms as they make their way across the area, and also some very intense lightning. So that is going to be the dangerous factor too. And we also have seen the risk of tornadoes be bumped up from 2% of earlier this morning up to 5%. We're still in that slight risk throughout all of West Tennessee. You can see a lot of lightning going on in these storms as they continue to pop up. I mean, you can go from nothing over where you're located to a storm in about 5 minutes as these storms have been breaking through the Cap here. You can see Union City, some big storms roaring through there right now with some intense rainfall right across 45 here between Martin and Milan. And right down here at Cedar Grove, some hail being produced there along north of I-40 as those storms rolled through too here over the last few minutes. But any of these storms could get severe at any time. You know, the recommendation this afternoon, if you don't have somewhere you have to be, it would be safer to, you know, stay somewhere where you've got a safe place there, just due to the nature of all of these storms that have been popping up. Let's look at the wider view. You can see more little storms trying to pop up back here just west of Jackson. We got some more storms down in North Mississippi, but by far the most active weather is over in parts of Decatur County, Henderson County, Chester County, and back through the McNairy and Hardeman County areas. Very active through here, and we're just going to be watching as we go into the evening. Right now we don't have any tornado warnings per se, but there could be as we go into the rest of the afternoon. And the greatest risk of that that tornado warning would be across these northern counties here north of I-40. A lot of what we're going to see here south of I-40 is just going to be the intense rainfall, the cloud to ground lightning and so forth. That is what's going to make for a very active evening. You can see from Selmer over to Savannah, going to be very active right up through the Parsons area, Huntington over into the Camden area as well. So again, it's one of those situations you want to stay in, let this kind of get blown over, getting by to the east before you try to make plans to head out. We will have some dry spaces in there through the weekend, but again, we've been anticipating this heading into the afternoon hours. But the bigger picture, you can see this big system that's going to be moving our direction, and it's going to stall out, and that's going to mean bad news for today and tomorrow. Stand by on YouTube and Facebook. We're going to get ready to go live on the TV for additional updates. And a very good afternoon, everyone. Keeping you up to date on the weather. Now, we do have that tornado watch that is going to be in effect. This is for all of our counties shaded in yellow here. This is going to go until 8 p.m. tonight. And that is kind of the window that we've been talking about from like 2 till about 10. But if I really had to zero in the most likely window for the severe weather, it would be from about 2 to 8. So right along in there. You can see we've had storms popping up. We literally went from just partly sunny skies earlier into the late morning, and so these storms really popping up in about 5 minutes with some very impressive 40,000 foot tops on them as well. So these types of storms, especially south of I-40, what you can wind up with is a downburst or a microburst where you get those very high cloud tops. Those storms at times can start to fall apart a little bit, and that's when you can get those winds that can come down to the ground at over 60 miles per hour, and that can happen literally in between radar scans. So although we're in that slight risk for severe weather, the 2 out of 5, you got to be aware that that could happen throughout the area. Cedar Grove, of course, we got a very active storm going on right now here with some cloud to ground lightning. At times we've been seeing a little bit of small hail indicated, actually some nickel-sized hail showing up just northeast of Jackson. But again, it's the areas in yellow here that are under that tornado watch, and that is going to be until 8 p.m. and most of those areas are north of I-40. But again, some storms rolling through near McKenzie, the most active storms over here towards North Benton County and back down to Cedar Grove. And if you look right here, you'll see those little purple areas that moved out of Jackson. That was some nickel-sized hail that developed on those, possibly quarter-sized hail, and that's one reason we had the severe thunderstorm warning that was issued there. But again, kind of the bigger view here, you can see off to the west, it's not looking as active. Most of the storms with this first round are kind of over in our eastern counties right now, around the Lexington, Henderson County, Chester County areas, McNairy, and back over to the Hardin County areas. Right now, we don't have any immediate warnings across the area. We did have the severe thunderstorm warning that has since moved on over into the Lexington area, and it has weakened a little bit from what it was earlier when it was over the Madison County areas. This is just going to be one round. We've got another round coming up later in the afternoon, and then we've got about 3 rounds that'll be coming up for tomorrow, one around 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning. It's all going to depend on how fast this system gets out of here, but right now, unfortunately, it looks like it will be stalling out over the weekend, bringing our biggest chance of severe weather both this afternoon and evening, and again throughout a good part of Saturday. We'll be dealing with these abundant amounts of thunderstorms that will fire up in a short amount of time. So that's something we're going to be watching closely. Again, that slight risk encompasses all of West Tennessee. Stay with us. We're going to continue to keep you advised on the latest watches and warnings. Be weather aware as we go into the afternoon. It's going to get real active over many areas. Check, check.
Chief Meteorologist Joel Barnes here. We're tracking a couple of thunderstorms. We do have our first severe thunderstorm warning of the afternoon. It's around 2 o'clock and things looking pretty stormy up into Henry County as well as into sections of Carroll County. These early storms are going to stick around for about another hour and then they're going to wrap on up, and then we could see more developing starting around 5 o'clock. So we're going to get a couple-hour break, but they did upgrade us to a 5% tornado chance this afternoon. Can't rule out some quarter-size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, maybe some flooding. We're under a level 2. I do not see an upgrade to a level 3 coming. They did put out a tornado watch till 8 p.m. this evening. Does not currently include Madison County, but it does Gibson, Carroll County, and our counties to the north and east. So this is the most likely area for some rotation. Doesn't mean we won't get a severe thunderstorm warning down south of the interstate as well, but conditions are more favorable for thunderstorm development up to the north, just where that boundary is currently sitting that we've been talking about all week. It's warm, it is humid, and starting to see storms going up pretty quickly. It was very quiet around 11 a.m. and then right around noon, things started to pop up really quick. And we did get that first push of thunderstorms coming on by. But you notice back behind it, it's pretty quiet. So I think when this first line moves out here by 3 o'clock, we're probably going to be dry from 3 to 5. Then we're going to start to look up to the north for our next round of potential thunderstorms coming on by. So some scattered non-severe activity down into Hardin County. Up north here we do have one severe thunderstorm warning. Cell doesn't look that interesting to me, but it is producing some good winds, at least probably 40 miles an hour. But with a severe thunderstorm warning, they do expect gusts could get as high as 60. So this will be coming into Camden here pretty soon. Is what I can see on the rotation. Just looks like straight line winds extending there from Henry right through Brewston right now, as it will be moving up to 641 here, probably around 210, 215. So here's a look at the timing of those gusty winds. That'll be coming on into Big Sandy around 215 and then heading up towards Kentucky Lake area. So if you know some people that are out on the lake right now, I know we've got the big festival, all the fun going on in over at the lake this weekend. For the Tennessee River Jam, they need to head off the lake for a little bit, take some shelter as this storm is going to come on by. So closer look down south here. We've got a couple of thunderstorms as well along the river down through Parsons, extending into Hardin County. We do got a couple little isolated pop-ups there as well. So kind of look at the big picture here. Up north, this storm is going to be racing into Camden right now. So if you, again, know anyone up in the Kentucky Lake area, anyone in Camden, up into Henry County, looks like Benton County, they need to be taking shelter till this storm passes. Could have some pretty gusty winds as it comes by. Looks pretty quiet here in Madison and Gibson County here for the next couple of hours. Up north, though, we're going to watch some more redevelopment up here. This is the stuff that's going to slowly drop southward as we get going later in this evening. That could produce some potential severe weather as well. So we've got our big cluster of thunderstorms up to the north, the first push coming on by now, which is pretty good that this is about to move out here within the next hour. All right, here's a look at the future cast. It shows you maybe some activity still lingering up here over the next couple of hours, but most of us, it'll be around 5, 6 when we start to see that dropping down to the south. You notice 6:30, a cluster of little thunderstorms going up, maybe a severe storm between 7 and 8 o'clock tracking down to the south as well, and then maybe out through Savannah by 9. So it looks like around 9, 10 o'clock, that severe threat's going to move on out, but we'll be watching that line pretty closely as it comes on by. So here's a look at Saturday morning. We're also expecting some storm activity Saturday morning. The timing's good, I think, for us to avoid any severe weather. We want it to come through 6 a.m. to noon. That's when the atmosphere usually doesn't have as much charge as it will between noon and 6 p.m. for thunderstorm development. So Saturday plans, know there's going to be some early day rain. Should clear on out, though. We're expecting late into the evening. But here's a look at the forecast as we get going into the rest of the day. We're going to continue to track things here in the radar in the Storm Team 7 Weather Center. We'll take one more quick peek here at the radar before we go on that storm that's sitting up to the north. So here's what we're looking at on the radar. Again, we've got about 1 minute of coverage, and then we'll continue to do a little bit more on our Facebook Live. But as I said, we're probably going to see this first line wrapping on up by 3 o'clock. You can join us tonight at 5 on Wbbj. That's when I think we'll start to see some redevelopment of some of these storms up to the north. But probably got about another 30 minutes till this southern section's out. May have close to 45 till this northern section's out, which does include the Huntington area right now where that severe thunderstorm warning's at. Just a few lightning strikes with that cell, but the total lightning's about 150. But this storm is going to be moving up into Camden, Big Sandy here pretty soon. Again, we'll take a closer look at it's right in the Hollow Rock area. So we got those strong winds through Brewston, and then we'll leave you one more look with the timing. We'll have another update here coming up at 2:30. Keep it here on Wbbj all afternoon long.